Well, as promised, here is my modular drip irrigation system. I'll show you why I call it modular in just a second. But all it is simply done. All it is 3/4 inch PVC pipe. These are about 50 to 60 feet long because that's how long these rows are of corn. I showed you my corn a couple of days ago. And they've just got holes drilled in them about every 12 inches. What size hole? Well, I'll show you that in a minute because that's interesting to me. I could put these on the row right at the plant, but I decided to put them in the middle of the row, and I'm glad I did. It works real well like that. So I just water the middles of the rows. That forces those roots, or trains those roots. I don't know whether you're forcing anybody to do anything, but training the roots to go out looking for that water that's in the middle. It soaks the rows, between the rows, the roots go out there looking for it, which gives them a better root system. And man, it's just, it's really done wonders. So let me show you the components of it, how I made it, and how I drill the holes, what did I use to drill the holes, and we'll go from there. So one of the main components of it is this 6-foot, that little 6-foot feeder hose, or leader hose, I guess they call it. And also a manifold of some sort. This one happens to be a 4 outlet manifold. Water comes in here from the hydrant faucet, and then water is dispersed out that way through this manifold. So what I use to drill is a finishing nail. I can't tell you what size, number 6, number whatever, I don't know, but it's 2 inches long. It's a 2-inch long finishing nail. Doesn't have the big head on the end of it. And I just put it in my drill. Tighten it down. Ready to go. I've already got all my holes drilled, but I'll show you on this scrap piece of PVC. And it drills just like a drill bit. Just like that. Easy. Leaves the holes in it. Now I put my holes at 12 inches apart. I don't drill them that close. On the pipe, on the drip irrigation system, the holes are about 12 inches apart. I didn't measure, I just eyeballed it. But they're about 12 inches apart. It's the same system I used for my blackberries, to irrigate my blackberries. So this system would work great for that too. But anyway, just a 2-inch finishing nail becomes a drill bit. The shorter your rows, the better this is going to work. My rows are 50 or 60 feet long. I can only do 2 rows at a time. I can only water 2 rows at a time, partially because my rows are 60 feet long, and partially because I'm going downhill and it will just soak, you know, it'll soak that bottom part of it down at the bottom of the hill. But if your garden is flat and your rows are 30 feet or so, you could probably use that 4 manifold system I have out there, where you could run all 4 hoses at one time. If I can run 2 60-footers, then you should be able to run 4 30-footers if your rows are 30 feet long. You're going to want to make your holes straight, so before you start drilling, mark a line. Get a mark slot, pencil, something you can really see, and mark a line along the top of the hose laying on the ground. Mark your pipe before you drill your holes. You want a straight line. This is a hose bib fitting, PVC. It's all PVC. This side is a slick, no threads. It's meant to be glued in. This side is a glue. This side is just like you would screw on a hose, just like comes on the end of a hose. It's a hose bib. So this goes on the end of the pipe, and I don't glue anything. I don't glue anything on this system. All my end caps, which this is an end cap, just caps the end of it, screws on there. But I don't glue anything because I use a low pressure regulator. I'll show you that in just a second. But this, I've got the hose on here, coming from the faucet. The hose is on here, and when I've got a line laying there on my peas or whatever, I just go up. It's almost like a quick connect on an airline, and you just put it on it and take it off. In fact, if you put it on very far and very deep and really twist it on there, you're gonna have trouble getting it off. I've never had one blow off. Again, it's a low pressure. I've got a low 20 pounds low pressure regulator on the hose. So, if you turned it on full blast and you had a 10-foot piece of pipe and you turned it on full blast, yeah, you might blow these things out. But I've never blown one out, and I have run this a lot. But that just slips on there, almost like almost like an air coupling. Slips on, slips off. In fact, there's times when I have to get two channel locks to get it off, because it'll get out in that sun and swell a little bit, and if I screwed it on there real tight, it's hard to get off. So that's how you get it on. At the end, your cap with the cap. I don't even glue my caps. If you want to feel a little bit more secure about losing your water down here, you could glue your caps. Now, since my caps are going to stay on there, I put them on tight. I mash them down pretty good. Another thing you're going to need is a way to cut that pipe that doesn't leave burrs in it. If you use a hacksaw or something like that, and I use it a lot on other things, but on this, since it's a modular thing and you're taking that on and off, that wants to come on and off. If you've got a bunch of burrs around here from using a hacksaw, you're going to have trouble. It's going to be hard to go on. It's going to be hard to come off. It's going to get stuck. So here's what you need. Open this up. That's what you need to cut the pipe. It's a pipe cutter, PVC pipe cutter. You ought to have one anyway, because they're just too dang handy. And it just ratchets down, cuts it, done. Cuts it nice and clean, cuts it pretty doggone level. Sometimes you get a little bit of an angle. That doesn't matter on this. It really doesn't matter when you're gluing PVC either. But that is, if you do use a hacksaw, you're going to have to go in there with a file and take all those burrs off, and you really need to deburr the inside too. You've got a bunch of burrs inside, because those burrs will get loose and stop up those holes. So I would highly suggest you get one of these. I'll have one underneath the video that you can order on Amazon. Let me show you the water pressure regulator. So there is the regulator. It's just a little plastic thing. They look different. I mean, they got about 10 different kinds that look a little bit different, but do the same thing. It reduces the pressure. I probably got 50 pounds of pressure on that water, reduces it down to about 20. I think this one is a 20 or 25 pound pressure reducer. So that's the pressure regulator. They're a few bucks, worth it. You'll need something similar to that, which is just a Y that you can find most anywhere. I'm going to link to all this stuff below, so be sure and go there and look. But that's just a Y. If you've got short rows and you can get away with 4, then I would definitely recommend watering 4 rows at a time and getting the other one, getting the 4 outlet manifold. This is a 2 outlet, just a splitter, a wide. But I would recommend, if you've got short rows, I'd recommend you do that. Makes your watering time a lot quicker. So when it's time to water another row, I just unhook the fitting, drag the manifold. Again, this is a 4-prong manifold, but and I just move them over here and I hook them up. Simple as that. Ready to go. Now, another reason it's modular, because if I would rather, excuse the camera movement, if I would rather water just this row, then I can turn it sideways like that. And it'll shoot out that way and water that row. If I want to water both rows, I want to water the middles, which will do both rows, then I put it straight up and down. That. One of the reasons I call this modular is the lengths you can use. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This year, this row is 12 feet long. Well, what if next year I plant all these grow arches and all this stuff, and I need more length on this. Well, I've really messed up by cutting that off short. Well, no, I didn't. Take the cap off, get a coupling, and put that on there, and you can have it as long as you want it. That's why I call it modular. I can make it as long as I need it to be. I can cut it off without feeling like I'm wasting PVC pipe. You know, that I may never use again, I may not ever have a short row again or whatever. Well, okay, cut it off and put a cap on it. Next year you make your rows longer, put a coupling on it, jam that into the coupling, and you can go, you know, as far as you need to go. So that's another reason I call it modular. It's easy to hook up, it's easy to take apart, because nothing is glued. Nothing. Now the reason again why I don't glue the end caps. So I suggest you don't either, but use a pressure reducer, and I think that'll keep the end cap from blowing off and keep your couplings from blowing off and all that. And you might want to come in here, if you've got couplings or if you've got the bailed in on some 20 footers, you might want to put a screw in it. You might want to put a screw in a coupling. You know, go ahead and put a screw in it. And then when you come out to separate it or to add on to it, or to take the coupling off and put the cap back on, all you got to have is a screwdriver or a drill with a bit on it, Phillips bit on it. And just take it loose, pull it apart, and go from there. It is modular. So I think that's about the smartest thing I've come up with in a long, long time. Smartest thing I've done since my cattle paddling greenhouse. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, it'll be right up there. You're gonna need one in a couple of months. Get you one. So why would I want to use PVC and not drip tape? Well, first of all, drip tape is not forever. Drip tape, the 8 mil lasts about 2 years. The 15 mil lasts up to 5 years. PVC, that stuff's gonna be here long after you and I both dead. That's probably 20, 30 years. If you don't step on it, break it, run over it, something. And all you'll have to do, and another reason I like the modular characteristic of it, I don't have to go lay 50 feet of pipe somewhere. If I use 10, let's say I use 10-foot pipe, and I use 20, but let's say I use 10 foot, you may want to do that. I can take it apart, pull it apart at the couplings. Let's say my rows are 30 feet long and I'm using 10-foot pipe. So I've got 10 foot, I've got a coupling, 10 more feet, coupling, 10 more feet. And then at the end of the season, I take those couplings loose. I've got 3 10-foot pieces of pipe and some couplings I throw in a little box ready for next year. So it tears down easily. It tears down to a much smaller footprint, especially if you're using 10-foot pipe and not 20. So it can be stored out of the way. You can leave it in your garden if you want to, but store it out of the way if you want to. The way it hooks up and just comes on and off, and the way you hook that up, come on and off, it's just so smooth, so easy, and I have never had a problem with it. Again, you may want to put a screw in all your fittings. You may not trust it, especially if you're using city water and you got to pay for your water and you don't want it to come apart because the pressure, you know, brings it apart. You may want to put a screw in it, but just understand when you put a screw in it, it's a little harder to get undone. So you're going to need a couple of pair of channel locks to get it undone. What I'm talking about, that's a channel lock. You'll need a couple of pairs of those to get it undone if you put a screw in it, because that screw is going to leave those burrs in it. When the screw goes in, it's going to leave a burr and stuff, and it's just going to be a little harder to unscrew, to get off. So that's, you know, but it will. I mean, it'll come out. Don't worry. Don't think it won't. I know I've talked quite a bit about it, but I'm just excited about it. Look at those dadgum peas. I mean, I got peas over there. I got pumpkins, one little row of pumpkins on the very outside there. That's pumpkins, and they all setting big old blooms on them. I've got a 10-foot hedge of tomatoes right there. You saw the peppers loaded down. You saw the corn 8-10 foot tall. I'm telling you, this is working, and it is working well. I've never been able to water like this. When you water peas, they say peas can develop a fungus if they're watered from overhead, and that's what I've always had, is just overhead sprinklers. I put them up on 6-foot T-posts, and they water overhead, and they do great. It does a great job. But if you just sprayed your corn for earworms, it's going to wash all that spray off. If you just sprayed your peas, and I very seldom spray peas, but if you sprayed your peas for some kind of fungus or for something else, it's going to wash it off. This doesn't wash anything off. Anyway, I know I've talked a lot, but I'm excited about it. I think this will do you real well. Be sure and look below where it says description. I'll have a link to all the doodads and fittings and fixtures and everything. A big tip is to cut it with that cutter and not with a jigsaw. I mean, with a hacksaw or a hacksaw blade of some sort. You really need a PVC cutter. It's just such a clean cut. Again, if you do very much PVC, you need one anyway. I bought that years ago, and I have just used it and used it and used it. Leave some comments below and tell me what you think about it. But be sure and go down and look at some of the offerings I have on my Amazon site. And again, it's my affiliate link, and I get a little small percentage. Doesn't cost you any more, but I get a little dab of every purchase you buy, whether you're buying one of the things I advertise or whether you're buying whether you wander off and buy a big screen TV. It would be okay with me. As long as I sent you there, go ahead and wander off. All right, I am getting silly now. I'm giddy. It's about 95 and I'm out in the sun and it's hot. My camera's done overheated once and about to do it again. So I got to go, and man, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. I hope to do some more. In fact, I just came up with a very inexpensive fertilized injection system. I haven't tried it yet, but I've ordered it. It's a very inexpensive process, and I'm going to show you that in a week or two. I hope, if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll just forget about this, okay? All right, I'm gone, and I'm fixing to have to pick some peas. Not today, maybe tomorrow. We're gone.